What's up guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire speculation video. Today we're looking at some more possible Kanto Pokemon Mega Evolutions that could be introduced in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Again, we're going to be looking at 3 of them, and as usual we're looking through the typing, stat changes and ability for each one, and just talking about them in general. So, as usual, leave your feedback on what you think of each of the sets down below in the comment section, because I'm always interested, and I guess we shall get on with the episode. First up today we're covering Mega Arcanine. We covered Mega Ninetales the other day, so now we're looking at Arcanine because they are counterparts, so it would only make sense if one were to get one, the other one would too. So Arcanine is a pure fire type, nothing else, so it's very similar to Ninetales in terms of typing again, but hence why they're sort of counterparts there. Based on a lion, I guess, lion, tiger thing. I mean it's tiger that's got stripes, but it's a lion because of the mane and stuff like that. It's based on a big cat, pretty much. Arcanine does look pretty darn awesome. What would Arcanine look like when it Mega Evolved? Well, the art I have here isn't exactly what I'd expect, but it's alright. You can see it gains some flames coming out of the hair on its legs, and also on its tail, and then on its head too. And it's also gained some sort of red additions to its front legs and a band. It looks like almost like it's been dressed up as well. So I wouldn't expect it to be exactly like that, but it's similar. I'd like to see flames coming off the fur, as it is in this design here, to sort of spice it up a bit and show it some fire to have a bit more. I wouldn't like to see the red stuff though. That's just a bit... no, I don't like it at all. But, you know, it's sort of maybe its stripes change, maybe it actually becomes, instead of orange with black stripes, it becomes black with orange stripes. Just sort of changes around in the design a bit like that. And yeah, just generally not a huge change to Arcanine, but not a huge change in terms of what it looks like, but just little things here and there, I guess. What would Arcanine's or Mega Arcanine's typing be? Well, we've got 2 here really. Either it's going to stay pure fire, I think, because I don't know what other type they would add to it, or the other idea I had was Fire Dragon, just because it could become a dragon sort of thing. If it became awesome enough, I guess, could become a dragon. I don't know if you guys actually get that idea of, like, if you know what I mean there, but you know, if it's very menacing, it looks awesome, so add a few things to it, it could easily become a dragon type. And obviously Fire Dragon isn't something we see too often, which is going to be interesting to see if it does obviously go through there. But I would say most likely just pure fire, but Fire Dragon again is a possibility. Fire Dark maybe a possibility too, because of black stripes, and if it changed to black with orange stripes, maybe then, but apart from that I can't think of anything else. Stat change wise for Mega Arcanine, I would say that its attack rising and its defense rising, just becoming a general hard-hitting physical Mega Evolution with some reasonable bulk in defense rather. Not too much in defense, I would say. Arcanine's attack is pretty high already, but I would say its attack would boost even more. Its defense would go up slightly, as would its special attack, special defense, and speed, but I wouldn't see much else apart from that. So the main rise would be an attack and a reasonable rise in defense. Apart from that, that's pretty much it, you know, just powerful Arcanine Mega Evolution with a bit of bulk, not too much, just really powerful. What would Mega Arcanine's ability be? Well, I've got 2 abilities listed here. They're both equally likely, I would say. One of them is dependent on the design, but the first one here is Moxie, which obviously when defeated raises your attack, which could be helpful, especially if you're trying to sweep with Mega Arcanine. It could be quite powerful, you know, obviously. Just like sweeping through extreme speed or something like that, would be really quite interesting to see. But the other idea I had was Flame Body, and obviously that depends on the design, if it gains enough flames, pretty much. Obviously, if there's no flames on Arcanine anyway, so Flame Body would not be a good sort of ability in the first place. But if it did gain flames on its fur, on its body, and whatnot, then Flame Body could become a viable thing. And obviously, if you're being a reasonably defensive Pokemon, then Flame Body is going to help, because any physical attack is going to have a chance to get burnt when they actually hit you. So that could also there, you know, sort of add up and help you out in the long term, I guess. But I think that's pretty much it for Mega Arcanine, because it's a basic Mega Evolution. Maybe a type change there, just generic stat changes, and the abilities are very, very simple to go through. Nothing too complicated or too thought out there. So let's move on to the next Pokemon we're looking at today, which is Mega Poliwrath. Okay, so Poliwrath. Everyone knows Poliwrath. I like Poliwrath quite a lot. Evolution of Poliwhirl. It's a water fighting type, so the first water fighting type as well. I don't think we've had any other water fighting types, but don't hold me to that because I'm not quite sure. Anyway, water fighting type Poliwrath is. What would it look like when it Mega Evolved? Well, it's based on a toad, or you know, a thing, sort of. I don't want to say it's not based on a toad. It's sort of half based on a toad, I guess, if that makes any sense. Because obviously it starts off as a tadpole, and then evolves and, you know, gets bigger into a frog, a toad, whatever. So what did it look like when it Mega Evolved? Well, this design I have here looks really cool, actually. It puts several different colours onto Poliwrath. You can see it has then dark blue hands, dark blue mask sort of thing, and then gains some green areas down by its wrists and also its feet as well, and at the top of its eyes, and then the rest of it stays normal blue. And you can also see the see here the feet for Poliwrath have actually become and actually made into proper, I don't say proper feet, but Poliwrath's normal feet are just sort of, they're blobs. Whereas if Mega Evolved, this here you can see that it actually has 3 toes now, so sort of, we can assume they're webbed feet. So it looks a lot more like a actual toad, I guess. And you can also see the spiral on its chest has switched directions. This might be because the art's been flipped at some point, but you know, the spiral switching could be cool because then that would allow sort of, it'd just be another noticeable feature, I guess. Another little thing here and there. Then, what else is happening in Poliwrath? Not really much else when it Mega Evolves. You can see its feet, its legs have got more powerful though, whereas in its original form they're just sort of stubs, they're just feet that go down. Its feet here have actually, you know, the powerful, they've got sort of bent, they're much like you would expect a normal toad or a frog's legs to be, which looks pretty cool. What typing would Mega Poliwrath be when it Mega Evolves? I think it would just have to stay a water fighting type. I can't see any type changes, any type switches, any type losses, whatever. I can't see any of that happening at all. Just because, I don't know, if it works as a water fighting type, especially with the legs getting more powerful, it's just got to work as a water fighting type there. Stat change wise, for Mega Poliwrath, now I was fed up of getting physical Mega Evolutions that had attack rise and defense rise, and I'm sure you are as well, guys. So I'm thinking maybe when Poliwrath Mega Evolves, it gets a boost in attack first off, and also a boost in special defense. Because if any Pokemon is going to have a bit better special defense when it Mega Evolves, I think Poliwrath would, at least any physical attacker, because it just, I don't know, it just seems like it. It seems like it might be open to physical attacks a bit more than special, because obviously it can move very fastly, so it might be able to avoid special attacks and whatnot. Speed might increase a reasonable amount too, especially those new legs, especially if it's hopping around and stuff like that. But I think as usual, main stat changes are attack and special defense. Ability for Mega Poliwrath. We've got 3 here. First one is its hidden ability, and then we've got 2 others that I thought of that might work quite well. First ability, which obviously I said its hidden ability, is Swift Swim, which doubles its speed in the rain. So it could carry that across, as opposed to starting off really fast, then when you Mega Evolve you're really slow sort of thing. So Swift Swim would work reasonably well. Obviously then we have Mega Swampert with Swift Swim as well, and also we spoke about last episode Golduck, possibly with Swift Swim, or Mega Golduck with Swift Swim or not. So I don't know, they're not all going to happen anyway, but you guys get what I mean now. I'm just talking about, am I giving Swift Swim to too many water types, I guess. But yeah, that's Swift Swim already. You know, it would work reasonably well, especially with the new legs. You know, if it's wet, it might be able to hop around quicker, something like that. Next up I thought was Sheer Force, just because Sheer Force is a good one for offensive Pokemon, and we can assume Poliwrath is going to be pretty darn offensive, so I'm not sure like what moves it would gain benefits, or what moves would benefit from it, and whether that be enough, I guess, but I think, you know, Sheer Force would be a reasonably good ability on any Pokemon, so that's good. The last ability I thought of for Mega Poliwrath was Adaptability, which would boost the stab of its water and fighting type moves from the usual, I think it's 1.5 times to 2 times, I think. Don't hold me to that though, just off the top of my head. Which would be pretty cool, because then it can get, you know, adaptability Waterfall, adaptability Focus Punch, adaptability, I don't know what other moves Poliwrath gets, but you guys get what I mean there. And both Sheer Force and adaptability are possible. I feel like they would both work, but you know, I'm not quite sure really. So what do you guys think of Mega Poliwrath and the set I've given it there? What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section, and also let me know about the Arcanine set too, because I sort of forgot to mention that completely, or forgot to remind you guys to go and look at it. Let's move on to the last Pokemon for today, which we're looking at Mega Machamp. So Alakazam got Mega Evolution when X and Y first came out, so Machamp is sort of one of its counterparts. In Generation 1 you have, I think it's 3 Pokemon that evolve via trade. You have Graveler to Golem, Kadabra to Alakazam, and then Machoke to Machamp. So I feel like the other 2 should get Mega Evolutions at some point as well, even though they're not really counterparts, they're triparts. But I feel like Machamp should just get a Mega Evolution anyway. Anyway, Machamp is a pure, I'm saying Machamp. Machamp. No. I don't know how I usually say it. Anyway, pure fighting type. So when it Mega Evolves, It's already got 2 pairs of arms, but I feel like when it Mega Evolves it might gain a 3rd pair as well, just to get the extra power. And you can see this Mega Evolution out here indeed does that, and it has some really cool design changes actually. It gains the sort of the grey lines on its head sort of become spikes now, and it has similar ones across its chest too. Its beak-like mouth has actually become a proper beak and looks much more bird-like than it used to, and it's gained some nice black wristbands and spike bands, I guess you can call them, on all its arms, which looks pretty cool. And its belt and its, I don't know what you call it, thing on its thing has changed slightly. Its belt is pretty cool now, and obviously it's got pretty much 2 heads on its belt there, much like a normal Machamp. And also it's gained some nice white fur just hanging off those belts, and then obviously with the feet it's gained some nice spikes on those feet too, which they look like they could do some decent damage. So, what type of Machamp be when it Mega Evolves? I think, again, it would just have to stay pure fighting, another pure Mega Evolution, because I can't see what other type they would add to it, really. Maybe Dark, but then again we have Scrafty already, we have Pangoro already, so I'm not sure. But yeah, I feel like fighting would be the only type that really they could, or only typing it could be, really, staying pure fighting. I can't see any other change, really. Stat change wise, for Mega Machamp, this is just a basic physical Mega Evolution, attack rising and defense rising. I don't see much happening apart from that. And then if we look at the abilities for Mega Machamp, first one or two are actually ones we've seen already with Mega Poliwrath were Shift Force, because I feel like it'd work quite well. I'm not quite sure though with Machamp, again I haven't looked at the moves available to it. And the other one, again, obviously Adaptability. I doubt Adaptability would work quite as well, because obviously it's just getting the pure fighting stabs, no other secondary typing, so it would only affect one type of move. So I feel like that would be less helpful. But the last one is Iron Fist, which I feel like would be very helpful, because obviously I'm pretty sure Machamp gets a lot of moves that get boosted by Iron Fist, so that would work quite well as its ability when it Mega Evolves. Machamp's hidden ability is not helpful in the slightest, I don't think. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I doubt they would carry that across, because then it would make it sort of not as useful. Anyway guys, what do you think of Mega Machamp? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I guess I'll read through and see what you guys think. That pretty much sums it up for today's episode as well, guys. Tell me what you think of Mega Arcanine, Mega Poliwrath, and Mega Machamp down in the comment section below. I'll check them out and see what you guys think. Do you think the Megas are possible? Do you think the typings I've chosen are good? Or, you know, abilities as well? Just let me know down in the comment section. I'll read through them and see what you guys think. Apart from that, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to smash the like button. And I guess I'll be seeing you next time, guys. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, my friend.